Hopefully my makeup is good. Alright, welcome back to the African Crypto Warlord show. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we're going to be looking into NVDA. This is the 15-minute cone. A little bit tough, you're going to see. There'll be the thumbnail. I think it's a 7-day. So you'll see 7D or 7 up here. You can just click to that if that's what brought you here. Okay, let's kick it off. We're solely doing this on a price distribution. I'm not worried about direction or direction of volatility. If you like the pretty lines you see and want access to them on TradingView, there is a link below to the Discord. It's called Alpha Trading Tools, and I've been using them for what? How long? It's going to be like shy of 20% of my life. Okay, cool. So let's get into it. 90-day, we don't have anything amazing for the Laplace distribution cone to deploy on. 45 days, same effect. 21 days, the first cone. Scary thing is it's all the way down here, $3.41. So any on $3.41, treat it like a shit coin. Here is your thumbnail. So this is kind of no man's land, but how do I make this as simple? If a 1 minute candle is going down, its intention, to me at least, is for it to push for $20.26. If a 1 minute candle is going up, its intention to me is that it wants to push for $360. As you can see, that has been happening since November 2022. But there, those are the kind of targets. What are the drastic targets? Like, oh, $6.50, comfortable place for it to be. Where does it kind of want to be if it's going up? $438. So yeah, big buys and big sells. Even if it goes up, it'll be a big sell. If it goes down, of course, a big buy. Okay, here's a little bit better. This is the cone transfer on each other. As you can see, there is that no man's land that we're stuck in on the 7-day down here from 50 to 83. But we will cross that bridge when we get there. What's the general idea here? 7-day. 221.85. Kind of get into that. I will be bullish, even though this thing is bullish, but it has more like hyperbolic bullishness. Would like it there. Also a short. All right, you're going to short it back into 127-ish as it grows up. But that's about the range. If I was to get anything for next week, what time frame is this? 7-day. If it gets crazy next week, $155 to 180, just go $85. That's the range. If good news, bad news, whatever it is, I would imagine it's going to try hold itself in here. As you can see, it's the middle point between the two blues. Good direction will come from them. We are expecting up as long as we are in this cone on the top here. As soon as we get to here, any breaks, we do look for that. But yeah, it's looking for $705. Only really going to get there if it gets above $221. Okay, let's go have a look. You see here, also not as helpful. The 5-day I would have hoped would have been in the price action because it is a very nice time frame that we have popularized because no one is using the 5-day. Yeah, cool story, bro. So that's 52 cents. Jeepers, that's crazy to the downside. $10.74 share split, I guess. 1 to 10 if it gets bad. 3-day. This one's quite interesting. But it's also tough. 186, but that's a short. That's technically a buy if it holds above the cone. So it's 171 to 186. If it is to be bearish, I would imagine from 181, what's this, the 3 days. So this might take 6 days. So it's going to be forming just below the previous highs here. So just go 182. Anything closing below 182? Bang, my friend, 145, bottom side of this from cone to cone. So just go realistically 143. And that's around about where the mean is. So there's a lot of liquidity that can save it when and if it does get there. Okay, 24-hour, also semi-meh. Anything above 115, bullish. Anything below it, bearish. Ideally, it should have been up here already at like $200, but it's not. Yeah, so I would say if it does come back up here to $200, which which I'm actually not going to look at direction. It would have to clear 183 and 84 cents. But if it does get up here, it's pretty bearish. I'm not going to lie. It's going to have to put in a lot of work, maybe grind it out for a couple days over here to reset anything that's bearish into a hidden bull div. So that's sort of the play. Yes, it's above previous price action. As such, if it gets there, it's a short. Okay, 12 hours, or not short for life, but take a quick scalperoo, 15, 45 minutes, 3 hours down. Here is pretty dope. 12 hour, I'm going to leave the 12 hour to do its thing like I have with the other assets, but what it's signaling to us, any holding above, the perfect Dutch, anything holding above 177 and 50 cents, first target is 183, next target 190, 202 by the time it gets there. General idea is it holds inside of this cone. This cone doesn't print again for a while. We are looking for $240. Very much line in the sand here. As you can see, if we maintain here, those targets become very true. Any failures pretty much on the other side of this cone, we start to look for 174. And then 174, still bullish, going down. I know it sounds stupid, but probabilities, the negative probabilities above the mean, and that's going to put in a good bounce at 164. So if you do feel like you're late, there are some still targets sitting out here. I'll just keep an eye on that price here. That bottom wick on the 3-day, 171, 177 and 50 cents. Starting to help us nail in lines here. That's cool. That's cool. Similar effect here is what we're looking at on like the 14-day. Something is going to be caught up in a range. So any breakouts to the upside, you're going to have to start building power to the upside from 178.69 cents, and pretty much its range. So it will be a protected low when it does come in again at about 171.50 cents. So fail there, go here, hold above here though. There's a big target, 186. I'm not going to look at direction, so I'll just say hold above 175.60 cents. As you can see, mad bullish skew on the cones. Straight up $222. Anything below here, 175.35 cents. Quick test, 154. 6 hour, 3 hour shit that's like more actionable during the week, these levels. Holding inside of its range, positive skew on the cone, so that blue line on the left hand side of the screen is a negative probability above the mean. The mean is 0. So it's a negative probability that's being skewed positively. Anyway, so it's pretty bullish. Anything drastic, 177.86. Anything below that, push for the mean reversion. And yeah, as you can see, as the mean gets above it, it tries not to touch the pink again, but I would expect a pink 168-ish, 168.30. If it does get bad, its general idea is 177 and 90 cents. It wants to go for 184. What can we see here? General idea is yes, it's above the pink, so I would expect a failure tomorrow at like 100, or not a failure, I would expect a test at 180. What do I want to see for pre-market to know if it's going to go up or down first? Anything closing above 178.36, pretty bullish. Anything below there, obviously if it starts anything bearish, I am looking immediately for 174.42, given the mean is also there. 90-minute, this one's going to be a little bit harder for it, but it's all right. Let's just go back here because we'll just carry on here. Anything holding above 177.71 cents, I do look for a push for 179. Now, because price action on the right-hand side is outside of the cone, I do know that there are some hungry bulls trying to sell off up here, which would make sense. So if it was to get super erratic in like the first 15 minutes of open, be it bullish, I'm going to expect bullish, to be brutally honest. It's outside of the cone. I can't see it. So just smoke him. And it makes a lower high, right? So still bearish. So 182. I'd expect a mad rush to 182. Let's go see on the left-hand side. We got anything there? Pretty much round about where the mean is. So it's the top side of the mean. Okay, on the left-hand side. Pretty simple. hold inside the blue line, you're going for 186. But anyway, those are the targets there. 45-minute, as you can see, putting in the work. You can't run from the Laplace distribution. This is range, as you say. We want to see pre-market sneak above here, then we know it's going to be a little bit more bullish. Obviously, it looks bullish. But if pre-market keeps on what it's doing, pre-post, whatever the fuck we want to call it, if it wants to hold below 178.44 cents, bang, quick 176.45 bounce. And from there, then I can try push up again. As you can see, that will fall on top of old structure for the TA guys. You see, it's about timing. Anyway, so that's pretty cool. So if you do see there, I'd expect a hidden bull div if it were to be bullish. If it was bearish first, bullish div over here. Okay, that is they're pretty much saying the same thing. Okay, so this will be better. Pre and post market. We'll just define it quickly. This is dope. So more than likely 178.11. Anything above that, bullish. So hidden bull divs is what we're looking for there over here. We actually want it to go down in this case in pre or post market. 178.11 to pretty much as high 178.43. Okay, so I'd imagine pre and post are going to be building out between those two blue lines, and you might find a hidden bull div on like a 15-minute or a mean reversion on a 15-minute. That try build for open, be it up or down. Here 15-minute. Pretty much similar. I would have liked, if I am bullish, but it's all right. I would have actually liked the touch to go all the way through to 178.14, but in this circumstance, any closing below 178.26, bearish. Anything above 178.26, bullish. Bullish target would be 179.52, any one of these levels. I'll let you pause the screen, can stop it. Same effect here, below 178.26, any one of these levels can slow it down to the downside, but initially I'd be looking for 177.36 if it closes below these blue lines. What is going to confuse people? This blue line. Hidden bull div. 178.15. Maybe a good bounce for pre-market, 178.50. Let's actually pull that up to see here. Oh, sorry, 178.15. 178.15. 178.15 on the 1 minute. Blues and blues. Okay, a lot of probabilities there. Kind of in no man's land, so you will see when it does get into 178.28, like it did previously with the fucking stupid wick. It doesn't want to be there. So you can either try buy it here or sell it. Either which, like, how do I put this? If you buy or sell, it's going to be an insanely fast move. So, like, it's going to cover whatever it is, this thing, if it goes up or down. Let's just give it, like, yeah, it's just going to cover 10, 20 cents in, like, a blink of an eye. So I suppose the limit orders to be set if you are to be bullish. And what is the play? 178 is the 1 minute range, 178.05 to 178.46. So let's just say tomorrow on open or pre-market, post-market shit, whatever comes first. I always forget. It will be pre this time. It will be, I don't forget. 178.46. All right, so if you're going to be bullish, they're going to try creep it up into there and try leave it there at market open to push it through the mean reversion, or they're going to slowly try get it into the edge of this cone, or even into no man's land, but I would imagine to the edge of this cone. There's going to be a lot of liquidity sitting here in pre. If you found this information helpful, please do like and subscribe. African Crypto Warlord, out. Let's see how this 19-minute plays out. We are looking for 177 to pretty much 186. That is only true if it holds above 176.63. Much power. Stay bugger out.